Good evening, everyone, and happy MLK Day to you. I hope you had a chance to check into various events around our community as well as around the nation, recognizing this non-violent man that basically wanted to bring people together in a balance of respect for one another, regardless of race, color, or creed. So that was pretty powerful to be able to see him recognized today. Anyway, I just want to check in again. This is, I think, my third, maybe fourth video now. So I'm staying true to my commitment of trying to do one of these a day. And try to get over my camera shyness. It was a beautiful day. A little crisp out there right now, but for this late in January, maybe it's a springery, because there has definitely been moments in this month where it felt like early spring. Uh, no, it doesn't matter. Just no complaints here. It's just absolutely beautiful weather that we're having out there, and I'm sure most of us that have lived here in this community for a while are appreciating it. Anyway, I guess things that I've been kind of processing is setting some serious goals for the new year for myself, and realistic goals. Goals are just targets to shoot for. I think that people lose their steam because if they don't hit that target in that time frame, they self implode on themselves and get disappointed and discouraged and lose all hope in their ability to accomplish what it was that they wanted to start out in the beginning of the year. Well, every moment of every day of every hour is an opportunity to start over. I think that the best thing that we can do is to set these projects or targets and do everything that we can through uh, self discipline and consistency, and just surrounding yourself with positive people and praying for the negative people. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. I think that people are just inherently negative. If they're not comfortable with it or they've not gone through it, becomes very traumatic for them because they've never really had to survive. In the and it doesn't matter. No one likes to be in that scenario, but when we find ourselves in that situation, we are really challenged. And I'm not saying that anybody is better than any other person, but I think that when you've had to deal with this type of scenario most of your life, you just inherently know how to survive because you had no choice but to try to survive. Um, we all as human beings can. I just think that we talk ourselves out of it when we become um, cushy and being honest, just lazy. I mean, we get lazy sometime, and our self talk talks us out of most of the stuff. And these are things that I'm learning every day, and I think that you continue to learn these things throughout your life and time here in this realm. I don't think you ever stop learning. I think if you approach it with an open heart, especially if you're not familiar, we're the things that we recognize when we say familiar. It's not oftentimes that we want to be familiar about it. It's just that we've gone through it, and I think that we all go through it to a certain extent, some more than others. But we all in it, it happens to us all, and we all are faced with that same choice of how to deal with it. And I'm learning a lot of stuff the hard way. Being without a father in my life, it's not a victim thing, but definitely has created some issues for me, because every boy needs his father, loves his mother, but his mother can't be mother and father, and a lot of single parent moms have had to do that, as well as, I've been blessed to meet a lot of single parent fathers in Washington State, something that was very foreign to me. I'd never ever heard of anything like that, unless the woman was just so deranged or strung out that, the father was the only one that was coherent and was in a position to care for the child, because we know the alternative to that is, the child being put in a foster home. And, we've heard some horrific stories. Children go through some horrific things in their lives. That's why there should be so much thought to, making children. Just because you make children don't make you a man, because if you can't take care of them, that's our job. And, I'm not pointing the finger at anybody, because I know I've failed miserably, not intentionally, but, I fall in line with that. My children didn't have me a part of their day to day life. And, I didn't have my parents a part of my day to day life. Even when I had one parent at home, she was missing in action and was very, very hard to understand. But now looking back on it, regrettably, because I held so much anger and bitterness in my heart and resentment, and got really good at camouflaging it, right? A lot of us are guilty of that, right? Who are you looking at in the mirror when you wake up in the morning? Is that the person that you carry with you throughout the day? Or are you just miserable and just want to complain about everything, and everything in the world and life is just bad and you're the only one going through it, right? Wrong. Lots of us are facing lots of stuff. The world is constantly changing. There's a lot of stuff going on that people are trying to wrap their mind around and try to understand. But some of the stuff you don't understand because it's a higher powers involved in it. We just happen to be in the world or the galaxy. I think there's just a whole bunch out there in humanity and in the universe that we are just not even in tune with, even the prospect of what's out there. We think we know everything. I thought I knew everything too, and I don't know anything. Still learning, still hard headed, still stubborn at times, still got an ego. And I think that that's what really creates the problem when you add all of that stuff in there. But underneath all of that, really underneath all of that, there's a big heart in this man and love for people. But you got to guard your heart, and then there is karma. It does come back on you, people. And sometimes it comes at the least moment that you expect it. We all smile and think we get away with stuff, but we never get away with anything. We may think we've gotten away with it. A lot of people haven't had to worry about their freedom taken away because they simply just haven't gotten caught. And I guess I guess I'm not going to go there because that'll probably open up a whole can of worms. But, our current status of what we're seeing going on in our government, I'll just leave it like that. And it's gone on for years and many, many people before the ones that have the spotlight. But again, there's a higher power that governs it all, and lots of things happen because that. And then, of course, you can believe what you want to believe. And I'm not here to debate that. I'm not here to debate anybody. I'm just here to, express myself and get better at doing that over the internet. Sorry about that. Got automatic lights in here in the conference room. If there's no movement, they do go out after a while. But yeah, I just wanted to check in with you guys. Coming up on my 10 minutes, I'm trying to keep it at 10 or just under. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be alive, to express myself today here on YouTube. And I hope you and your family have had a blessed and enjoyable day, or even if it was a challenging day, at the end of the day, you're still here. And, there's going to be those good and there's going to be those bad times. And some of us think that there's more bad times than there are good times. And, again, we just have to change everything. Just whatever you did last year, instead of getting caught up in a resolution, just flip it. Do opposite of what you did last year. And I think you'll find yourself, you're going to come out hitting those goals and those targets. I pray and encourage you that you hit them and keep discipline, as I hope you pray for me that I keep discipline. And this is E, the man with the voice. And thank you for your time.